So this is HAWKEN. HAWKEN is a free-to-play mech-based first-person shooter. The game takes place on a fictional planet called Ilal. Ilal is a place where huge megacorporations have come to basically mine resources. There's full, plentiful resources, but all these megacorporations competing over it, over-industrialize the planet to the point of collapse. And there is also a one of the corporations releases this virus called the Gigavirus, which actually creates this stuff called Giga. So here we are in the garage. This is your selection of mechs. We have all the mechs unlocked for this account, so you guys can see all the different mechs. The two mechs up at the top, the Raider and the Reaper, those are two of our newest mechs. We just released those in the last couple patches. The Reaper is a long-range light sniper mech. He is like really deadly. This guy right here, the Berserker, the one you just selected, that's my favorite mech. He's like really fast, close combat. He can unlock the Vulcan cannon, which is like my favorite primary weapon in the game. So you match that with the tow missile, and he's just super nasty. So in here in the garage, you select the mech that you want to play as.
I want to play this guy.
Go for it, yeah. And then once you're ready to go, you come up here, click launch, and that will drop you into the game. So as you can see, your mech is powering up, and then once it's powered up, move around with WASD. The shift key will cause you to boost forward if you combine it with W. Your weapons go down when you boost forward, so you can't shoot. You got to be careful, like how you boost around. It's all about movement efficiency and movement economy, right? Like when you make decisions, you have to commit to them, and you have to decide the right times to do those things. So up here in the upper right corner is your radar. The white triangles or the white arrows are your team players. Oh, you're getting fired at from behind. Oh. He's lighting you up. Okay, one of your friends came in to help you out.
Stand in front of me.
He dropped a shield and it's not gonna help him. Oh, nice. Nice kill. Okay, so now your mech is damaged. If you find a place to, I would go find a place to hide. So drop down there a little bit. Yeah. Now press the C key and hold it down. Your mech will repair when you press and hold the C key, and that'll bring your life back. You see your life charging back up there, and that puts you back in the fight. It's a very core part of the gameplay. The way that you stay in the game is by finding the right time to repair and making sure you do so in a safe place. Oh, fire. Now the right mouse button is your secondary weapon. The cool thing about the tow missile is it's remote detonate, so if you press the right mouse button again after you fire it, you can control when it blows up. So say someone dashes out of the way.
I got sniped.
Yeah, you can light them up.
Okay. It's like a loadout again.
Yeah.
Go ahead and change this stuff here? Or?
So when you're in the game, you can't change your loadout. You can only do that when you're in the garage, but you can change your mech. So if you want to try out a different mech over there, you can select the Raider. The Raider is more of a close combat guy. He uses the Corsair and the reflat cannon. The Infiltrator has the grenade launcher and the assault rifle. The assault rifle is more of a long-range automatic weapon. The Reaper's a sniper mech. Was there a dude over there?
That's all right.
So how were you guys able to make a game like this free to play? Because usually free to play games, like the graphics aren't nearly like as good.
Sure. So that's a great question. We believe very strongly in free to play. We think it's a really, really powerful business model. We were very lucky to secure venture capital funding to be able to pay for this high quality experience. We think that AAA free to play experiences are a really, really amazing opportunity for both gamers and for the game industry, right? Yeah. For a gamer, it's awesome because normally to get that kind of experience, you're paying $60 for a box retail product, right? Yeah. And that's a big commitment for a lot of people. One of the reasons that I love free-to-play so much is because I get to try the game out, right? And it lives or dies by its own merits. If your game is good, I'm going to drop money on you, right? If your game's not good, then I'm going to leave and I don't feel like I'm out anything. Yeah. Whereas if I spend $60 on your game and I don't like your game, I'm pretty pissed off.
Yeah, and then what do you do? Trade in GameStop for like $5?
For $5, yeah. It's a giant middle finger. Yeah. So that's really what our target is with HAWKEN, right? We want to provide that AAA experience, but as a free-to-play game. And it's really working out for us, right?
So then there's microtransactions inside, like League of Legends type
Yep,
stuff.
exactly. The main things, so like League of Legends monetizes on heroes,
Yeah.
we focus on mechs.
Yeah.
So if you want new mechs, that's mainly where we monetize. We let you try out new mechs on a weekly basis. So every week there's it's a rotation, and you can try these mechs, and then next week new mechs. And you can grind for them. Like you can play the game, and you'll accrue HAWKEN credits.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll have enough to just earn one. But you can, if you don't want to wait for that, then you just pay money. Right now the mechs are about $5 each. In US dollars. So you buy around $5 of Meteor credits. Don't quote me on the exact amount because I don't remember the exact amount, but it's within the range of $5 per mech. So we feel it's pretty affordable. Now on top of that, once you buy a mech, there's also other parts inside the mech. There's the internals. There's some other items. The mech that you start with, the CRT mech, the new mech, it comes fully kitted out. He has like every slot filled. So you don't need to buy anything for him, but as you buy new mechs, you'll earn things for those new mechs, and you'll fill out those slots. You can either buy those again with your HAWKEN credits or your Meteor credits, depending on how much time you have and how long you want to spend.
And is this game controller compatible or no?
It is controller compatible, yes.
Fully compatible or?
Define
partially?
fully compatible.
Would I get the same functions with a controller?
I mean, I prefer playing FPS games with mouse and keyboard, and I actually played console games for quite a while. It's for whatever reason, I just like the controller and mouse better. But yeah, I mean, you can play. It's fully functional with a controller. It just depends on your preference, right? If you're more comfortable with the controller, yeah, we support it.
Yeah, me, I'm horrible with the mouse and keyboard. Personally.
It's so strange. Like I have friends like that where they're like, you put them on an FPS and they have to play on a controller. Yeah. Whereas like I have other friends, like if you put them on a controller, they're just like, they could be really great with mouse and keyboard, and all of a sudden they're just retarded with the controller.
Yeah, like even League of Legends is like what, 4 buttons, and I have trouble finding those 4 buttons. I just can't do it.
Were you raised on console games?
Yeah, ever since I was a kid, I had a regular Nintendo, back in the 80s, and just.
I was raised on both. I had console and PC, so kind of grew up using both. But yeah, controller support, we wanted that as well, because there's a lot of people that are used to playing with controller and just, didn't want to count them out.
Right. Definitely a good choice.
Finally dead.
How you liking the Reaper?
It's pretty cool.
He's pretty fun.
Just tell you, is there like a sweet spot to hit the mechs with the sniper, or?
So we don't have critical hit points yet. It's something that we've talked about, but it's a mech, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really like have a head or anything. Like we've talked about, how like in World of Tanks they have like actual there's weak spots on the tank where like you can hit them. We've talked about that. We don't have any details for whether we're going to do something like that, but it's definitely something that's like crossed our minds. But yeah, because it's a mech, it's not something that's like simple to do, and it would have to make sense. All the mechs have different shapes, so like we can't just use the same part on each mech. So there's a lot of design implications. So one of the things that you can do with this guy, the Raider, his weapon, if you press middle mouse button when you fire his weapon, it'll airburst in the air. So fire it off, and then, see how it kind of like, oh no!
I got screwed up.
That smoked pretty hard. The Raider is probably my favorite mech right now. He's the mech that we just released. He is a close combat nightmare. Like, once you master his weapon, so one of his weapons is a weapon called the Reflex. So if you're in tight spaces, his bullets bounce around, and they're like, he's great for clearing rooms because you can't get away from his shots. And then his secondary weapon, the Corsair, it's like an explosive shotgun. It's a MIRV airburst, right? So you fire it out, and then you do, but it's essentially an explosive shotgun. So you combine both of those. He also has an unlockable primary called the T-32 Bolt. It's a chargeable flat cannon. So you charge that up, plus the secondary weapon. You get a full spread of that on somebody, they're going to be hurting. They're going to be hurting bad. The other cool thing about the Raider is his ability, Blitz. He's the first mech in the game that can fire while boosting. So if you use his Blitz ability, he gets a huge boost to speed, so he can chase down other mechs, and he can fire his guns while he's boosting. He's the only mech that can do that, so he's great at like finishing guys off. Because a lot of times you'll be in a fight and you'll be fighting against a mech, and then he's like getting low on life, and then he'll run away and try to get behind his friends. And most mechs, like you can't catch them before they get to their friends, so you'll just leave them and be like, I'm not gonna jump into that fight. But the Raider is so fast that you can close on him, kill him, and turn around and be gone before his buddies can save him.